If you've ever called yourself lazy for putting things off, pause. What if procrastination isn't a flaw but a symptom? Today we're unpacking the hidden link between trauma and procrastination, and why healing starts with understanding. Most people think procrastination is just poor time management. But for many, it's a nervous system response. When your brain perceives a task as threatening emotionally, mentally, or physically, it can trigger a freeze response. That's not laziness. That's survival. Procrastination is the act of delaying or postponing tasks, especially when it becomes a habitual behavior that leads to negative consequences. It involves intentionally putting off things that should be done, often out of habit, laziness, or a desire to avoid unpleasant tasks. While everyone procrastinates occasionally, chronic procrastination can negatively impact well-being, mental health, and productivity. Trauma is a major cause of executive dysfunction. Executive dysfunction refers to a group of cognitive difficulties that impair a person's ability to manage and organize their thoughts, actions, and emotions. It involves challenge in several areas, including planning and organization, difficulty breaking down tasks into manageable steps, setting priorities, and adhering to timelines and time management, problems estimating how long tasks will take, and managing time effectively, problem solving, difficulty identifying and solving problems, generating creative solutions, and evaluating consequences, decision-making, impulsivity, difficulty weighing options and making poor choices, working memory, challenges in holding and manipulating information in the short term, self-monitoring, difficulty recognizing and correcting errors, adjusting strategies, and adapting to changes, inhibition, difficulty controlling impulses, resisting distractions, and stopping inappropriate behaviors, flexibility, difficulty shifting attention between tasks, adjusting plans, and adapting to new situations. Trauma doesn't just live in memories, it lives in the body. It affects how we regulate emotions, make decisions, and even how we view ourselves. Trauma can lead to fear of failure or judgment, perfectionism as a defense mechanism, emotional overwhelm when facing tasks. Some relatable examples are avoiding emails, delaying creative projects, freezing during deadlines. Here's the cruel twist. We procrastinate because we're overwhelmed. Then we shame ourselves for procrastinating, which creates more overwhelm. It's a cycle and trauma feeds it. The traumatized mind often whispers, "I should be doing better. I'm lazy and weak. Everyone else can handle this. What's wrong with me?" This inner critic doesn't just judge, it condemns. It turns procrastination into a moral failure rather than a trauma response, deepening emotional pain and reinforcing isolation. Shame says, "You're not just doing something wrong, you are wrong." This toxic belief system makes tasks feel threatening to one's identity, triggers anxiety and emotional paralysis, leads to further avoidance, which then fuels more shame. The result? A self-reinforcing loop where the fear of inadequacy leads to inaction, and inaction confirms the fear. This cycle is common and reversible. This pattern is not a personal defect. It's a protective mechanism developed in response to pain. The good news: with trauma-informed care, spiritual renewal, and compassionate accountability, this cycle can be broken. Healing rewires the brain, restores emotional safety, and reclaims agency. Grace reminds us, you are not your past. You are not your patterns. You are being renewed day by day. This pattern is not a personal defect. It's a protective mechanism developed in response to pain. The good news: with trauma-informed care, spiritual renewal, and compassionate accountability, this cycle can be broken. Healing rewires the brain, restores emotional safety, and reclaims agency. Grace reminds us, you are not your past. You are not your patterns. You are being renewed day by day. Healing and reclaiming agency. Healing from trauma doesn't mean becoming perfectly productive. It means learning to respond to yourself with compassion. How can you overcome? Break tasks into micro steps. Use body-based regulation, breathing, movement. Reframe procrastination as a signal, not a failure. Seek trauma-informed therapy or coaching. Track patterns with curiosity, not judgment. You're not broken, you're adapting, and every time you choose grace over guilt, you're rewriting the story trauma tried to tell. You got this. Take your time and be patient with yourself. Most importantly, give your pain to God. Have you noticed this connection in your own life? Let's talk about it below. Subscribe, share, and comment. We welcome you to visit our Etsy page. The web address is located in the video description. You can do this with faith in Jesus Christ.